Hey guys, what is up? It's Willie B here, doing a quick showcase of Player Emotes Pro. I've done a couple showcases for my plugin Player Emotes, but now I'm pretty excited to be showing you guys what Player Emotes Pro is all about. And I've been hinting kind of at making a premium plugin in the discussion and in the updates and stuff, saying I'll be working on another project. This is what I've been working on, as well as another couple of projects that I've been kind of off and on touching. But I've upgraded so much of the features from Player Emotes. So I'm going to go through a few of them with you right now. So right now you can see I've got this item in my inventory. You can click me to open the Emotes menu. Oops. So you open it, like you just right click with it, or you can left click with it, and it opens the Emotes menu, which you've seen before. But now if I clear my inventory and disconnect, and this is a feature you can toggle in the config. So you can make it so players don't get this item on join, but right now in the default config it is set up to give the item to players on the join. And of course, as you can see, you can change the lore, you can change the title, you can throw some whatever they're called in there, format codes, color codes, all that kind of fun stuff. These things have nothing to do with Player Emotes. It's just a different plugin I've got on the server at the moment. Yeah, so we open that up, and I'm actually going to go into third person here, so we can see me. And we're going to just do a self emote, and we can see I've got some custom and some default emotes in here. And one of the cool things I've added is different particle effects. So before, when you did an emote, you just had the one particle effect, and either you had it on all of them or you had it on none of them. Now you can set it up so you can have it on certain ones, and there's multiple to pick from. So we're just going to start off first with Kiss, which will give us no particle effect. Awesome. I'm just going to double check my sound here. So we can do that again. And I guess my sound was down there, so I didn't hear it. But there is a sound that's just the villager yes sound, which is the default sound. So if in the config.yml file you don't have a sound set for a certain emote, then it will just use the default sound. But you can set whatever sound you want, and I've got the links in the config for where you can find the sounds to use. Now, and there's also no particle effects for that. Take note of that. Now we're going to eat, and we'll get the rain effect. And just so you can see it a little better, I'm going to do it in chat. And you can see the bubbles pop and rain bursts above me, which is pretty cool. The next one we're going to do, I'm just going to do these in the chat. The next one we're going to show off is cheer, and there's a big explosion, and there's also a fireworks sound effect. And also with the eat, there was the burp effect, and as you can see, obviously it still gives the messages properly in the chat. The next one I'm going to do is hug, and this will give us a little heart swirl, which is pretty cool. So if we do that again, you can kind of see, I'm going to try to get different angles here. You can see it swirls around me, which is pretty neat. And another one we have is high five, and we get the same kind of swirl, but with the happy villager particle effect. And also if you hear it, you get that slapping sound, which is pretty creative, I guess, on my part. Yeah, I'm gloating, whatever. But it's actually just a slime block place, I do believe. And the last thing I want to show you, which is you can set a default particle, same as you can set a default sound. So if there's no set particle for a certain emote, and you can also do these for custom emotes as well, it's not just the default. So if you make a custom emote and you want to set up a cool particle or a cool sound, you can do that as well. It's easy. It's the exact same way you do it for all the other ones, and I'll have links for all the default files in the description, so you can kind of get a sneak peek at what you're looking at while this plugin's waiting for approval. But the last thing I'm going to show you, just any emote basically, other than the ones that have been set up. And I can't think of any spin. emote spin, which is a custom emote, and we just get the cool looking heart effect above my head. So that's pretty neat as well. And punch. Oh right, it's custom, is it? Or is that not even? Wow, brain fart. Yeah, and you get the block sound as well in the background. So all that's pretty neat. Also another thing, so we got the item when we joined, which is cool. But let's say you didn't want to have that. You wanted to have it set up a certain way. So when players join, the console runs commands for them or something. So you've got your own setup and you don't want to use this one. You can shut off giving them the item when they join, and then have your console or player run emotes give Enemine, and that'll give Enemine the item. And cool thing about this is if you run that command again, it won't give them the item if they haven't, or if they have it in their inventory. But what you also can do, if for some reason you need to give them the item, you can do emotes force give Enemine, and that will give me the second item. Unfortunately, if they are stacked, I'm clicking, and you can't use them while they're stacked. So you have to have them unstacked to have the Emotes menu pop up. Also, this is something I've featured in videos before. I'm just going to show it to you quickly. Emotes Reload, and you get all of your files reloaded, and everything I've showed you so far, all of the sounds, all the particles, all of that stuff is still reloaded when you do that command. So you can change up everything. You can create new custom emotes, do whatever you want to, and it all gets reloaded and set. Also, just so you know, you can change the color of the text. That's just the default is the blue texts. I'm not sure why, but that's just what I chose, I guess. Another awesome thing, Emotes List. If you run that, you can see every emote you have permission to, including any custom emotes that have been created, which is pretty awesome. So you can get your players to run that command, and it'll show them what's available and what, well, I guess it won't show what's not available. And there's a cooldown, as you've seen before, and I do actually have permission for it, so okay, so I've got the permissions fixed. It was actually, I think, the correct permission, but I already had it set to myself properly. So I've used an emote like successfully, but if I try to do it again, it'll stop me. And I'm not sure exactly how long that is, but emotes remove Enemine, and it's removed me from the cooldown, so I can use kiss again. Yeah, and you can also just do, I do believe, that, and it'll just remove yourself from it. And these commands can be run from the console. Some of them, anything that starts with emotes, other than list, can be run from the console, and the emotes themselves and the Emotes menu cannot. But I am thinking of adding the emotes to be able to be run from the console, and you'll be able to set your own custom name for when the console runs an emote. So if you're just on your phone looking at your console or whatever, you can just send emotes to players, which is going to be kind of cool. And if we do emotes remove, and then just, you know, somebody that doesn't exist, obviously they're not online or they do not exist, so there's not going to be any huge errors or anything with that. So that's about everything I needed to show you guys. So if you have any questions or you want to see anything cool or anything with this, if you want to see a certain setup, or you're just, you know, wondering what exactly is, like, what exactly can this do, you can just send me a private message on spigotmc.org, or even on leave a comment or PM me on YouTube. I'm not sure exactly how how easy it will be for me to notice that I have a message on YouTube, but I do check the comments regularly. So if you want to leave a comment, go ahead. And I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, and peace out.